Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young.
But we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club. Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
It's Friday.
Hey, party.
And it's like legit PSL season. I don't even like them. I know,
even drink
but
PSLs.
No, but I like everything that's like adjacent.
I just like to be able to wear a jacket. Like, I just want to be able to wear a sweater or a jacket.
Just need that third piece.
It's not an outfit until you have that third piece.
It's not. And we don't do statement necklaces anymore. So
that's so early aughts.
Oh, mid. I think it was like solid into the 10.
Okay. I mean, I didn't wear them. So I'm not going to be as up on that trend.
You didn't have the owl necklace.
No, I did not. But this isn't a fashion podcast. This week's episode, we're talking about burnout.
Huh. I'm really not sure if I have much to discuss in this
God,
topic.
I don't really identify with this topic so much.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who in my industry at all. So
I mean, you guys might not really like this episode. You might want to skip ahead.
It's going to be a short one, so. JK.
But before we get into all of that, really quick, y'all, just a reminder, we'd really love to have your ratings and your reviews on your podcast platforms for HYDC. It helps all sorts of new hotties find us.
And we're always looking for new hotties. So also, if you're not following us on Instagram, we're putting a little extra effort in there these days. So we would love to see you and say hey.
And slide into our DMs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited. This month we have 41 hotties in our Patreon. So very cool to see some of our new supporters building there. Thank you to our new subscribers, so shout out to Lauren and Allison and Danielle. Thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you. And if you're listening, you can also join us at patreon.com/HYDC.
Or on our website, hotyoungdesignersclub.com/resources. We work really hard to make sure these have good value in our tools we actually use in our businesses. So that's our pitch.
Get your copies. Get it while it's hot.
Let's do a little Hottie shout out.
Hottie shout out. What's up? This record is dedicated to Meagan Blau of Blue Copper Design.
Meagan Blau of Blue Copper Design. We have been friendly with her for a few years. We even got to have dinner with her in Vegas last year.
That was so nice.
I know.
We went to Momofuku. So good.
Oh my God, it was so good. So Meagan, she started her design journey based on her needs to create an accessible home. And she just does an amazing job. Her work is beautiful. And she's kind of blown up the last couple years.
It's been really great to just as someone who wants to continue education, to watch her advocacy and raising awareness on how we can help everyone live better, more comfortable, and also maintain our dignity when we're thinking about accessibility. It's truly something that you might not think about until you need it. And it's great to watch her sharing how it impacts a day-to-day life for people.
And how it can still be beautiful. I think that's just been such a miss in any kind of accessible building or ADA compliant stuff. It doesn't have to be a checkbox in some sort of compliance document. It can be beautiful, it can be thoughtful, and the universal aspect of it is possible. So everybody can benefit. So Yeah, she's doing consultations. So if you have a project coming up and you just kind of feel overwhelmed or unsure, she consults with designers too.
Yeah, I think that was really cool to watch how she started offering this expertise to other designers, also homeowners who are like, what do I do? We're aging in place. Like, how do I make sure we're set up for the long term? And then also that a lot of contractors don't know what to do. Like they're not going to know how to create a space that's universally accessible. And I think it's really good to have more resources than not enough. So we see you, Meagan. Thank you.
Blue copper design, y'all.
You got it.
And on to the show.
And in a completely unrelated note, we don't want this to be a burnout, complain out episode.
We always have this little thing that we have to always have this disclaimer that we aren't going to be complaining.
Yeah, like my fear is that the whole episode is not going to be like, let's all talk about how we got burnout, why we're burnout, and then just like that's all that happens during the whole show. Because that's really not what that's about.
That's not helpful, but it is helpful for your design besties. Sometimes you just need a little vent, rant, bitch sesh, but we're not doing that here today.
Yeah, we're not doing that live.
Too much. Boring content alert. Okay.
Boring content alert.
So I guess
the first part is we know, we see you, it's happening, it's going to happen. You're not crazy. It's everyone's feeling it. You're not weird because you're feeling it. It's everywhere.
And it's been extra. Like, I know we always say this, and the pandemic has been, it's been a long, drawn out situation that, I mean, I think it hits us designers from a lot of different angles more than others. And we're just feeling so I think it's like threefold. We're burnout because we've been working intense hours and for a long time at an intense pace.
Yeah.
We absorb the burnout energy from our clients who are just over it.
Yes. Like the empathy of it.
So we're absorbing that, and then we're absorbing the like effects of the burnout of all the vendors and delivery truck drivers, and just people are just tired and getting like apathetic and mean and shitty and breaking stuff and not caring.
Well, I think it's interesting to think about that third angle of everyone around us is also burnt out.
Yeah.
That sort of compounds it. And then we're usually called on to be the fixer or the solver. And at this point, I kind of am in a place where it's like, I hear you saying that. And I also need to know when you're going to be showing up to deliver that stuff. So, so sorry, but like self-preservation mode, I can't jump in the lifeboat with you because I have my own that I'm rowing over here. So I can't help you too all the time. And I think that I feel a sense of like responsibility that it's almost like it's my job to help everybody get it together, but I don't have it together all the time.
Yeah, because I think our job is this like ringleader position, and we're supposed to be like in the cute outfit with the top hat and the smile and not like really whipping the lions. Well, we're not really supposed to whip anyone, but we just like pretend, and it's supposed to just all look effortless. Yeah, it's supposed to look like no sweat, and those top hats are heavy and that little jacket is not comfortable.
And we can't, how long can you do that?
You can't. There's a lot of clowns.
You can't do a show. You can't do a matinee and an evening show for 13 years. Like at some point, we have to call it and say, I have to back up. I can't work at this pace. I can't take the projects. I can't do all of that. And then let's not add to all of this that, oh yeah, we just have like on top of all of this, our own mental health, which is like a whole separate thing that may be caused by or amplified by this burnout. But it's like, that's a whole separate layer that you also have to deal with on top of it.
Yeah. And things I feel a shift. I don't know if it's the season, but like it's a seasonal shift, which is normal. But I do feel like this like lessening, like I was DMing with one of my painters today and he's like, I actually think I'm gonna be a little bit slow this winter and spring, but I want to take some time. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fill every bit of my schedule anymore. So
My wallpaper hanger said she's only going to work 3 days a week. It's just like tearing her body apart.
oh my God,
Doing
that job.
like
Yeah.
she was doing
And
6 days a week
painting.
for
Yeah.
so long and then up and down on stairs, and it's physically really demanding of and then when you look at some of our vendors who've been doing this, 30 years and or more, like that's a lot to ask them to hold that line. And yeah, it's like at some point you just start asking, is the money I'm going to make worth how I feel? Like I'm not getting to live my life anymore because I'm exhausted.
Yeah, and on that note, I've been thinking lately, like, are we just conditioned now to be this like pedal to the metal, like pace because of what's happened in the last 2 years? And now, like, I guess I'm just feeling this kind of like break of like, wait, let's reassess and like recalibrate, like, how much needs to happen in a given day or
Yeah,
what, like, timelines can really look like now. I don't know, I think the recalibration is necessary, and it's gonna be different for
I agree.
everybody, every place, every job and company.
Yeah, I have noticed that for me, the thing that I really needed to focus on was like change the routine because I just got into this hamster wheel effect and I wasn't feeling inspired. I feel like I've seen so many emails or posts, I should say, of people who are in like designers in the Facebook group. Like, does anybody else felt like just quitting everything and doing this or giving up and doing that? And I really think that's a snapshot of a your state of mind in that moment in time because I think there's given moments where many of us might feel like I'm just gonna give it all up, go work for someone else where I don't have to be the one responsible, like step back. I don't know. I think
You're the
all of
little
us
girl with
have.
the lighter and the house on fire behind her and smile on your face.
Oh God, I love that meme. I love that meme. Like, oops, did I do
Bye.
that?
Bye.
I just feel like everyone is gonna you're gonna hit that as a business owner at various points throughout a long career. The question is, does it pass? And I think for some designers, it's not passing that quickly anymore. And that's a whole different podcast episode. But I think it's the routine of it all is what's making it so awful.
Yeah, because like this, I mean, like I feel like it's literally been the last week or two where I'm used to like getting up, taking the kid to school, going to get coffee, going to the office. Now I'm just answering emails, blah, 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 and I'm just working at this pace. And the last couple weeks, I've been like, oh, wait, no, I can go vintage shopping today, or I can have a slower morning and pop in a load of laundry before I leave. Cause I've had to like force my brain to be like, that can wait an hour. Like
Yes.
that email reply can wait or whatever the thing is that you feel like you have to get to on your to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
We can just like take a beat, like,
Yes.
or I don't have to book like talking about scheduling, like I don't have to book the meeting next week. Like, let's just book that out next month. Like whatever it is, if it's not
If it's
that
less
important.
urgent, yeah.
Yeah, like give yourself a break.
Yeah. I've been lately just trying to incorporate more like instead of pushing myself to go get my haircut in the evening or on a weekend, it kind of feels fresh to like start my day with like a fresh fade to get my haircut and then come into the office and start working. And I feel like my cutest for,
You're just like
like,
freshly fresh.
yeah. And then it's like, oh, wait, that's okay. Like I can come in here 40 minutes later and not be stressed. And if I want to grab a coffee on the way in, like I'm a grown ass man, I can do that. Like I don't have to feel like obligated constantly to this 9 a.m. start time or the 5 p.m. off time.
Yeah, and I was feeling for a while. like, I couldn't get on Instagram and say I was doing something that wasn't client related. Like,
Because God
I
forbid you should have something else.
yeah. Like, why aren't you
Because
working
there's
on
so
my
much work
thing?
to do.
Yeah. Or yeah, I didn't want them, like, thinking I was dicking around when I should be working on their thing, partly because I was just behind because I was so swamped, but
But we're also never going to get caught up. Like,
right.
being caught up would mean I don't have any projects in the pipeline. Like, I don't want to be that caught up. I want to
Wanna be, like,
secure
a
that
little
revenue
bit late.
stream.
Yeah.
So I think it's just changing that mentality of like, it might be time to break up the routine and maybe do something a little different. Maybe you want to do a little happy hour with your friends.
Huh. But honestly, okay, so I just think we need to remind ourselves it hasn't been possible. Like, some of these things we haven't been allowed or cool to do because of safety and health. So, I think we have to kind of, like, remember, like, there's more we can do now, like, there's ways to be more safe, we have more education, more people are vaccinated.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I just felt like I had limited my life so much to
Mm-hmm.
work and home, that it's like the shackles are off and I don't remember what
You don't
I used
remember
to
how to
do.
be a spring break party animal?
Or like we had this note like go to a midday movie. That I used to do and when I started my own business originally, that was always like this, I don't know, shining kind of like gold star of the
Yeah.
ultimate freedom. Like it just
Secret afternoon movie day.
it feels so luxurious, like, to go to a
No
movie,
one's
like, on a
there.
Wednesday at 1:00. No one's there, your kid's still at school. I don't know, yeah.
Little like secret popcorn.
No one
Don't
can reach
tell.
you.
Yeah. Like, I'm very busy. I'm in a meeting. Or like, I don't know why I waited so long, but like I had really wanted to go get like a mani-pedi, and it took me going on vacation to finally have the time, like to force myself to go do it. And it's like, oh, like that's stupid. I could do that anytime. I don't need to wait to go on a 3-day vacation, a 3-day weekend or something to go do that. I felt so
We
much
gotta go
better
back
after
to
that.
we gotta go back to our self-care episode.
Yeah, we just need to
Um,
step back, change the routine. I started scheduling out vacations again to prevent burnout. Like, I
oh.
had not been scheduling them. It was like, well, I'll find the time. And it's like, no, you, you
But
idiot. You will not find the
again
time.
but again, we've had vacations yanked from under us
Yeah.
because
But it's
travel's been
like,
hard.
put it on the schedule and do it. Like, if you
I
don't
know.
schedule it, it's not going to happen. I've already planned out that I'm not working pretty much from the 16th of December till January 3rd.
You
Like,
do that every year, though.
it's my birthday.
I know, but you've
And then Christmas and then New
done it
Year's. And
every year that
then
I've known you, which is only 2, but
I've
still.
done this since my banking days. I always booked like I don't know, because school was always like that. When I was in college, like Christmas break usually started around the 20th, my birthday, and we would like get out around that time. And then I would just not like, no, we're not doing anything. Like, it's no worky, just quiet time.
And I think we've probably talked about this before. I have 2 schools of thought on this. I personally love working when no one else is working. So it's like, again,
They're
my
all going to
like,
get back on January 4th and 40 emails from Rebecca Plum.
no, not really client pushing stuff, but more of like
Business
back of
plan,
house, website updates,
close
whatever.
out your invoices.
Yeah, but I don't know. Being
But
completely
that's not a
off and
vacation though
away.
either.
No, no.
Like, it's not relaxing. So that it would be, I hear let's watch if this is something that helps us feel relaxed and re-energized, great. But what if you could go to your local art museum during that break instead? Or what if you could go to your local, yesterday, our team, we just went to the Pacific Design Center here in Los Angeles. And honestly, it's like a 4+ hour round trip to get there with LA traffic, but it's totally fine. Like, I could
And 10
literally,
miles.
it's approximately 14 miles. It's
Is it
such
really?
bullshit. Oh, it's so close. Like, it's very close. And it's stupidly ridiculous to get there because of traffic in LA with like, but it was so inspiring to go and be in some of the showrooms and see the materials and just to feel what's possible again and feel aspirational in some of them and see collections in person that you're like, oh, I appreciate this so much more by being in these showrooms than I do just requesting memos or having reps come to us. And it was invigorating. Like Marcos
Yeah.
and Monica said that. They were like, oh my God, we needed this. We needed to go do this. Like,
And that's like why we love going to market too. And I
and
think
why'd we
part
wait
of
so damn long? We didn't
and
have
I
to.
also love like kind of hobnobbing with vendors in the industry who you can also like kind of talk about the burnout stuff with and see
Yeah.
what's changed like get and it like helps when there's like real relationships because you help each other not like make it worse.
Like, don't go crazy.
Well, yeah, if you really know the person that you're having a crisis with, then you're gonna help get through it a lot more seamlessly than if it's just this nameless, faceless
Oh, yeah, they don't
rep
care.
that you're battling with to yeah. So, I mean, I think all
It's a
of that stuff
relationship
helps.
builder.
It is.
So I don't know. I don't think this is like a one size fits all solution.
Do you think it's getting better?
Well, I feel better because I mean, I was burnt out definitely when I took the podcast break. I was at my wits' end. I was burned out. I felt like I had no creativity left. I felt like my will this might sound really dramatic, but like my will to do new things was like very low, or my will to do anything that was even more required more of me as a creative was so low because my reservoir was dry. So there is no overdrive like at that point. So when you let yourself drive to that place, it's really hard to come back from it and you need a lot of recharge. So for me, I feel personally that it is better because I expanded my team. I really like looked at my projects, got more organized around that. And then I also feel like, yeah, like timing wise, the world looks a little bit different now than it did, even last summer, that I'm able to think about traveling more, taking more time away. And also just like I'm kind of fed up with not giving myself that latitude. And so it was like, nope, I don't care if the emails pile up for 3 days. We're going to Palm Springs. Like, I think you just have to put your foot down at some point and say, like, this is enough. I'm protecting me now.
In my family.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because they
Yeah.
don't love that. They don't love when we're burned out. God.
No,
Our
it's
spouses are not happy when we're that version of ourselves.
definitely not. I don't know. I also think it's like we've probably gotten more used to things taking longer, so, like, we know how to sell that potential like, we're mitigating the burnout by selling longer lead times because it's
Oh
the
yeah.
reality, so
It's
we're
6
not
to 9
as
months for this type of project. It's 12 to 15. It's whatever. Like,
a lot of stuff's
sorry.
probably gonna break, and we're gonna have to get more stuff sent, so just we're gonna pad that time in.
Yeah, just and maybe that is part of it. Like the messaging has gotten easier to be like, this is normal. Like we're now into a world where 12 months or more, or I should say 12 weeks or more on an item or whatever. Like now this isn't weird. Like I don't think that's going away anymore. Like I know vendors keep saying, oh, we have more in stock or we have more this, but I'm going to maybe call just a little bit of bullshit on that because I think it's better. But when the vendors at market say we have 90% in stock, it can't be a magical coincidence that the 10% that I'm looking at is what's not in stock. That's highly suspicious that the 1 out of 10 items I look at happen to be out of stock. I think those numbers might be fake news. And I think vendors are just trying to be optimistic and make things sound good, or they're pulling the report a certain way. Like, The numbers
Or
don't
they're
add up.
including, like, parts and stuff that we
Parts and
don't
pieces are inventory. Yeah,
buy,
like,
yeah.
I'm sorry you have 8 million pillows and your 14 sofas are all out of stock. Like, that makes the numbers look real nice, you know? Like, not
Uh,
true. Fake news.
yeah. Or they just, like, have really reduced the number of SKUs they have.
In order to that's what I'm saying. I think that the has it gotten better? I don't know that I feel like shipping timelines is faster that much, like markedly so. I don't feel like stock ratios are. I feel like the trade-off for that is like damage ratios still feel pretty high to me.
Very.
Response times from vendors is it for most really long. I mean, when it takes weeks to get something or get a reply on an update for tile or whatever, like I think everyone is still kind of running short. Like not enough people to respond to us, not enough service-based work to keep things up to date. And I think that's a sign of how much burnout exists for those vendors as well. Like one customer service person for their whole line, it's probably they need help too.
Definitely the short staffing is that
It's
is,
hurting
like,
us.
affecting the burnout, like, across the globe in every
Yeah, fewer
instance,
workers doing more work is not a formula for happiness. Like,
which I know this isn't an economic podcast, and I would not be a host of that, but why aren't there workers? Like, I still don't what are
it's
they
it's
doing?
really crappy out there.
So, I guess we can't solve, like, the angeriness of people around us, like, we just can't really help that. Like, we can try to avoid clients that are, like, gonna treat
Mhm.
us bad or are abusive. We can not work with vendors or tradespeople that aren't helpful and aren't
Agreed.
doing their best. But, like, ultimately, some of us are just gonna tap out or pivot. Like, I think that's really something if you're feeling
Mhm.
unwell mentally and you just, like, can't get a grasp on it, I do think there are ways to step back from some of it. I mean, I've, like, contemplated when I was, like, having a really hard time with stuff, like and it's never off the table, honestly, but, like,
It's always an
consult
option.
consulting only, like, I'm not buying anything anymore. I'm not dealing with all of this, like, other stuff that comes with that, including client dissatisfaction, like we talked about last week, damages, blah, blah, blah. So there is the option to pivot. There are so many things in our industry, and we have so much knowledge that I think we can still provide a service. But ultimately, I think we need to protect ourselves and protect
Mhm.
like our little inner creative, our love for the work. Like, if something is just making you hate life and getting out of bed in the morning, like try to drop that out of your service plan or
I mean,
service
that's
lineup.
the yeah, like if that's the worst part of your day or the worst part of your job or the worst people in your day, like that's where editing makes sense to say, you know what, maybe I'll come back to this later when things look better or different, but right now, nah. Or can I afford to make less money and still meet a minimum level of happiness where, hey, that's the price of me not feeling anxious, not feeling worried, being able to sleep well at night. I think we're really for me, it's been about that philosophy of like, this is what I do so I can live my life. It's not controlling my life.
Like, do you live to work or work to live?
Yeah. And burnout happens when you feel like it's an obligation to do everything that we do. And like, there's no way out. But truly there are ways. It's just we can't all take advantage of all of them. And not everyone is in a place of privilege to be able to say, I'm going to work less and have less money. Like it's not always that easy for everyone. But if you have that flexibility, that's why it exists. Like you can take
Well,
advantage of that to do what you need to do and to give yourself space.
and sometimes you just have to make some hard choices. Like, you're not just gonna magically have it all be smooth sailing, beautiful business, and beautiful clients if you're not willing to, like, make some tough choices and decisions.
Yeah,
there's pain. Like you gotta like,
There's no magic solution.
No. So yeah, sometimes it's firing clients that are just too much. Sometimes it's just like wrapping it up quickly, put a bow on it, moving away from certain services. I don't know. I'm interested in hearing how other people are handling it.
Yeah, what are you doing about your own burnout?
Or are you just feeling better?
Yeah, and what happened? Like, was it just time? Did you just have to wait? Or was it something else?
Did you call like your services or your clients? Are you only doing certain things that are like 100% your zone of genius? Did you
crawl into a hole for 2 weeks?
Did you win the lottery?
Did you come back as a butterfly, like into your chrysalis? Did you get a sugar daddy?
Yeah, did you marry up? Ooh, I want to be a stay-at-home girlfriend. Have you seen the stay-at-home girlfriend TikTokers? Oh my God.
No.
It's a whole thing. They're
the algorithm doesn't feed me that. Like
Claire made me Claire made me search them and now I get them. Yeah, they're stay-at-home girlfriends. They're 25 and they just do Pilates and get ready.
No. Like it might be too late. Shaun might have something to say to me, but but also I think I would get bored after a hot minute.
And is that how you want to start your life? I don't know.
I don't know. If I were younger, I'd do it again. I would do that. But I'm just right now in this phase of my life, I'm too type A to let someone else really be in the driver's seat most of the time. And I do like stuff, but I want to be able to enjoy my life more. I want to be able to leave early, take vacation, not answer emails. I liked that sense of not having obligation.
So I liked being at the burnout.
bank. But I liked it and I kind of can get some of it back. I think hey, I'm not accessible. I'm traveling. I'm sorry. I have once a day. You get me for 40 minutes checking emails once a day. When I'm gone, if you don't catch me, sorry, it'll be at least 24 hours.
Do you know what I just remembered from my corporate world? I'm sure you did, had a phone on your desk, like the landline phone with the DND button.
Oh yeah, I love that.
You could just push the fucking DND button and it would just flash and you could kind of forget it.
Yeah, no ring. Well, don't you put your cell phone on DND?
Yeah, but I still check. I have more of a compulsion to look at my phone than I did check that, because that was when I had that, we didn't have.
You didn't have it your cell phone too, so you really had.
Well, there was no Slack. There's no really other way of getting a hold of you.
Now I feel like people send every smoke signal. They're gonna call, they're gonna text, they're gonna leave a voicemail, then they're gonna call. Now they're like,
yeah.
If they can't get me, then they call Marcos, and then Marcos is like, "Oh my God," and I'm like, "No, we're not gonna. No, please, we're not answering that right now. They can wait. That's not urgent. Let's chill. It's Friday at 5:00.
Put on that D&D button. Find all the ways.
Put on your D&D. Go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little drink. Go to a movie. Read a good magazine. Watch stupid TV.
Yeah.
You deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Emily in Paris again from the beginning. I don't know.
Break a thing of creme brulees just to get your frustration out.
Yeah. I don't. But change your routine. I think it's the routine that's killing us. Is back to work. Oh, back to work. Oh, back to work. And then, but we're supposed to be artists, damn it.
Yeah, we have to be the architects, the designers, if you will, of our own careers in life and happiness.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm feeling
better?
Some ideas. Yeah, I'm gonna go to a movie next week, I think.
Ooh, do it. Yeah, now you can reserve it, get the best seat, do it.
Except there aren't any.
I'm getting my haircut next week.
Okay.
Get a little freshen up.
Get a nail appointment on the calendar.
Get a little gel manicure or something. Okay.
All
Hotties, don't be burned out. You might already be. Do something different. Throw it in. You earned it. You're working hard. You got it.
Yes.
So, until next time.
Stay hot, designers. Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.